everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Detroit AllyCat. I am so happy to have you here. I am going to cover a topic today that I really have given some deep thought about. I didn't know how I felt about it, but I think it's important that we talk about it, and I haven't seen anybody else talk about it that's like a YouTube channel, and this really hit close to home. We are talking about the Oxford High School shooting, and yeah, that is about a half hour away from where I live. And the thing is that I have a teenager that is in high school, that is literally in a high school a half hour away, and this is my worst nightmare, as it is for most parents out there. So I would really like to talk about it. So without further ado, let's get spooky. Alright guys, I want to be upfront about some things because there are going to be some new people on this channel because of this topic, and I already know what some people are gonna say, that like I have this whole spooky aesthetic and I'm like really into Halloween, and I just want you to know that I dress like this all the time, and I know how very serious this topic is, and the only reason I'm addressing it today is because the families that are affected by this most are very close in proximity to me, and I just want you to know I have nothing but the most respect for you. I don't want to disrespect the families. I apologize if my aesthetic seems to be a little Elvira-ish. That's just me. That's my channel. It's just who I am. I can't really change it to make this video, and I do want to make this video. I just wanted to put that out there because I've had some people who were offended by that before. Without continuing on, I just want to talk about myself really quick. My name is Detroit AllyCat. I cover true crime, I cover unboxings, I cover spooky stories, and I just thought that this was a really important video that I should cover. Yesterday in Oxford at 12:51, the police at Oxford Police Department received over 100 different phone calls reporting a live shooting, an active shooter in a high school. And for most people, this is one of the most terrifying things to hear because, you know, a lot of people have children that are in high schools, and there wasn't a lot known. I actually had a friend that was at Myers that day that was near Oxford, and she said she was sitting inside the parking lot, and all of a sudden all these high school students started running in, and they were all being transported to this area, and there were people screaming and there were people crying. And unfortunately what happened is at 12:51, a 15-year-old boy ended up going into the bathroom and pulling out a semi-automatic handgun and walking around and shooting, and he killed some high school students and he injured some high school students. Now, it's important to talk about the fact that there is a lot of information going on right now. Like, there are people saying one thing and I'm finding out that it's not true, and there were different Instagram profiles and I'm finding out that they're fake Instagram profiles. So what I'm gonna try to do is cover what I know is true, and I'm gonna tell you about the things that I've heard that are rumors. And also, while I am doing this, I just want you to know I have two puppies, and they are frantically running around in the background, so you might hear growling and barking, and I apologize for that, but there's nothing I really can do about it. I do know that the boy's name is Ethan Crumberly. There were two different Instagram profiles on Instagram, and one was Ethan Crumberly with a dot in the middle, and one was Ethan Crumberly with an underscore in the middle. And the reason that this is important is because a lot of the high school students, including my family, sent me screenshots of this, and the one that said Ethan underscore Crumberly. It basically said like, I'm coming to get you, we're coming for you, Oxford. And then they actually had a quote on there, and it showed the handgun that was used, and it had a lot of information, but I'm finding out that this is a fake account. And I'm not sure if it is a fake account or it's not, but I've been told that it is a fake account. And the other thing is it had a countdown to when the shooting actually took place. And I kind of do think that that is a fake account. However, there was another account, Ethan.Crumberly, and this actually showed the weapon that was used in the shooting. And this is where I'm going to go into what I know to be true. I know that Ethan Crumberly's father had purchased a semi-automatic handgun on Black Friday, and it was actually purchased for Ethan Crumberly to be his own weapon or gun. He was very excited about it. It was a 9mm semi-automatic pistol. I guess the child was very excited about that. I found out that his mother actually made like a post about the fact that they got their child a gun. The neighbors had been interviewed, and they said that this family was a really nice family. And the neighbor that was interviewed actually said that they had dogs and they had babysit the dogs before, and they were shocked that this happened. Oxford is just like a regular run-of-the-mill all-American town. There's not like really anything that stands out with me with Oxford. The high school itself is pretty big. It's online as of right now. It says the Oxford High School has 1,603 students. That's a really large high school. What we do know is that this 15-year-old boy, Ethan Crumberly, went to school that day. He went into the bathroom and he pulled out his semi-automatic pistol and he started shooting. He started shooting students close range, and he started actually shooting the doors. There is a training system put in place called Alice training. I do not know very much about Alice training. I know that my kids have talked to me about it, but I've never really paid very much attention to it. I know that the principal of Oxford High School, as soon as he heard the shooting, started to announce on the PA system, Alice lockdown put in effect, and basically the teachers started barricading the doors, and they put up like paper over the windows. And in one part of the high school, they actually opened up the windows and the kids started jumping out of the windows and running as fast as they can. And it was kind of sad because one of the high school students was interviewed, and he actually had pictures of where they took like all the desks and the chairs and they barricaded it up against a door, and you could see a bullet hole in the door. Ethan basically was shooting close range to the students, and he actually was trying to get through the doors with his bullets and shoot the kids in there. I know that this whole event took about 5 minutes, and they said that they found 2 empty magazines and 30 shell casing. Unfortunately, there are 4 fatalities as of right now, and 7 people are in the hospital in critical condition. I know one of the 7 people in the hospital in critical condition is on a ventilator, and she has been shot in the head, so it's not looking very good for her. One of the injured is a teacher, and I just want to go through some of these victims because it's very important. We have 17-year-old Madison Baldwin. She was a very pretty young girl. She was known as one of the nicest girls in the high school. It's really sad because the story is that her grandmother was trying to find her. She was walking around. She was asking everyone, has anybody seen Maddie? And it turned out that she was one of the ones that was shot. And it's just very, I don't know what to say except that it's just awful. The next person that had been shot was 16-year-old Tate Muir. He was actually, I think, the captain of the football team. And it's really important to talk about 16-year-old Tate Myre, because the reason that he was actually shot was because he tried to disarm Ethan. His parents raised him to be this incredible stand-up person that protected people and was a good person, and they did an excellent job. But because he was this incredibly good person, he gave his life so that he could try to protect his fellow students. It was very honorable what he did, and the school is actually talking about naming the football stadium after him. He had been accepted by a couple different colleges. He had like a huge career ahead of him because he was such a great football player, and I just think that it is so incredibly brave what he did trying to disarm Ethan. I can't even imagine how scary it is to run up to somebody and to try to disarm someone when you're at that age and you've never faced an active shooter before. But this young man actually did it, and he passed away. The next person is 14-year-old Hannah St. Julian, and there's not much known about her, but I've seen some pictures, and she just seems like such a lovely young lady and just so happy, and she's only 14 years old. One of the injured actually died this morning. It was Justin Schilling. He was 17 years old. He was actually rushed to the hospital and ended up dying this morning. So now we have 4 fatalities. It's said that when the police officers actually entered Oxford High School, that Ethan immediately gave up his weapon. He surrendered and gave them no troubles. He was taken to the Oxford Police Department. He asked for a lawyer. He would not talk to the police. His family would not talk to the police. The news media is saying that he's probably going to get a public defender as of right now. We don't know if he has a private attorney, but we do know that the family is not speaking and Ethan is not speaking, and we don't know why. There are rumors that Ethan was bullied and that is what caused this, but we can't say for sure if that's what happened. This is what I've been reading a lot of the high school students saying, and there is actually something else that happened that was an incident. A month prior, I guess, there was an incident where a deer head had been picked up and thrown at the school, and the rumor was that there was blood everywhere, and it's kind of just one of them, a possibility that they knew something was going to happen. But I've heard that these are all rumors and nothing can be substantiated, so it's just kind of one of those things where we're not sure, and we're going to find out more as the days go by. We do know that there was a student, and I found this very eerie, is that he was interviewed by the news, and he said that he did not want to go to school because he felt like something was going to happen that day. And I just think that's like really, that's really something that, you know, we should talk about a little bit, or at least think about, because, you know, a lot of people don't believe in the paranormal, or, you know, was there things being said by this kid online that was showing that there was a threat, or was this just like a sixth sense that something was going to go down? We don't know. I'm very interested to see how the investigation goes. I know that President Biden has made a statement, Governor Whitmore has made a statement, and it's just a tragedy. The thing that really, really bothered me is that the day before it happened, I was doing what most families were probably doing. I was cleaning my house. I was putting my Christmas tree up. I put some Christmas decorations outside. I had my kids helping me. We were making plans for the holiday. And I just thought in my head, I thought, you know what? That's probably what some of these families were doing. And instead of making plans for Christmas or the holidays or whatever they celebrate, now they're making plans to make funeral arrangements, and it really is just very heartbreaking. And I wanted to talk about it because there's never been an active shooter that I know of in Michigan. So this is the first time it's happened. I have always dreaded the day that this would happen because I have kids in high school and I just did not want to ever get that phone call. And I got that phone call, and you know, my family knows some of the families, and my kids know like some of the kids, and it's so very close. This high school is literally a half an hour away from us. And I just want to take a moment to say, you know, to these families that lost their children, we are all so very, very sorry, and we are grieving with you. And this hit home. And for the parents of Tate Meyer, you should be so proud of your son. I know that you've lost him, and there's nothing I can say to make this any better, but he's a hero. He's a hero, and this is just a huge tragedy for Michigan and Oakland County, and my heart really goes out to everybody. As of right now, there's so many rumors that are coming out, and I just think that we should make sure that we're not passing misinformation and saying things that like we don't know for sure are true. And you know, honestly, I even feel bad for Ethan Crumberly's family because of, you know, their son is now at juvenile detention, which I didn't mention, but he's actually at Children's Village in Pontiac, which is about 20 minutes away from me. This family has been completely torn apart. I mean, obviously it's not as bad as for the other families that no longer have their children and were completely innocent, but their child is gonna be in prison for the rest of their life, and it's just horrible all the way around. And I just wanted to, you know, talk about it, tell you what I did know. My daughter has a lot of screenshots from Instagram from both of the accounts. I will put some of them up so you can see them. Like I said, one of them is supposed to be a fake one that they were created by somebody who's very sick and wanted attention. And I believe the other one is actually the real one. And yeah, I'll put them up there for you guys to see. So everyone just take a moment to hug your family and be happy that you're here today and that you're safe. And I don't know what else to say except this is just, it's awful. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment if you have anything to add about this. Tell me if you know these people. And as always, stay safe and stay spooky. Bye.